The digital world erupted overnight when an unexpected wave of suspicion swept across social media. What had once been quiet discussions among devoted fans suddenly grew into a massive call for justice, fueled by heartbreak, unanswered questions, and a deepening belief that Yu Menglong's death had been anything but ordinary. More than 680,000 people gathered under a single online petition demanding transparency and accountability. The rapid surge of signatures shocked even the platform hosting the petition. It was clear that the public was no longer willing to accept silence from the entertainment industry, especially when inconsistencies kept appearing one after another. Rumors, dark and unsettling, began spreading like wildfire. The most disturbing among them suggested that Yu had suffered limb mutilation shortly before his death. No credible source supported this claim, yet the rumor alone was enough to ignite outrage. People didn't know what to believe anymore, but they were certain of one thing: nothing about this situation felt normal. Fans began revisiting old clips, interviews, and behind-the-scenes moments, searching desperately for signs they might have overlooked. Suddenly, every subtle expression, every nervous laugh, every moment you seemed slightly off became potential evidence in the eyes of a grieving and suspicious public. In the middle of this emotional storm, two fellow actors, Song Yiren and fan Shiqi, found themselves unexpectedly dragged into the controversy. Their names appeared in comment threads, speculative videos, and rumor blogs, connecting them to the case despite the lack of solid proof. Song Yiren's silence was interpreted as guilt by some and as self-protection by others. No official statement had come from her team, yet the wave of negativity continued to grow. Her endorsement deals were quietly paused, and online communities called for boycotts of her upcoming projects. Fan Shiqi faced even harsher backlash after posting a short message following Yu's death. What might have been intended as a simple farewell was criticized as tone-deaf and insensitive. Within hours, his social media turned into a battlefield filled with accusations, insults, and demands for accountability. Unable to withstand the pressure, Fan eventually deactivated his Weibo account completely. This move only worsened the situation. Critics claimed he was running away. Supporters insisted he needed a break from the harassment. The drama surrounding him intensified, and his recent project, Love's Ambition, reportedly had several episodes cut to distance the production from the scandal. Meanwhile, attention shifted to Yu's longtime manager, Qiang, a figure who had always maintained a low profile but was suddenly thrust into the spotlight. Rumors suggested he had fled to Taiwan shortly after Yu's passing, a detail that only fueled suspicion. Reports began surfacing about a controversial 200 million yuan slave contract allegedly tied to Yu's agency Tianyu. Some netizens believed Qiang played a role in negotiating or enforcing the contract, though nothing had been proven. Still, the idea of Yu being trapped in an exploitative system resonated deeply with fans who had long admired his gentle personality. As more theories emerged, the line between truth and fiction began to blur. Every anonymous forum post became potential evidence. Every unverified insider leak circulated through tens of thousands of shares before anyone questioned its authenticity. The pressure continued mounting. Journalists began digging into Yu's final months, piecing together timelines, checking studio records, and interviewing people who had worked closely with him. Some described him as cheerful and energetic, while others recalled moments where he appeared exhausted or overwhelmed. The stark contrast in these testimonies added yet another layer of confusion. How could one person appear so different depending on who told the story? Fans argued that this inconsistency proved the entertainment industry was hiding something. As the petition crossed 500,000 signatures, international media outlets started picking up the story. Headlines framed the situation as a clash between fans and a powerful entertainment establishment. Some portrayed the petition as a fight for justice. Others viewed it as an example of digital hysteria. Despite this global attention, official authorities remained silent. Their lack of response infuriated fans, who interpreted the silence as part of a larger cover-up. The more they waited, the more the theories grew. Throughout the chaos, Yu Menglong's old videos resurfaced across social media. Clips of him laughing with fans, performing on stage, and speaking gently during interviews became emotional reminders of what had been lost. These videos strengthened the resolve of supporters who believed Yu deserved answers, no matter how long it took. At the same time, online detectives combed through every detail of his final public appearance. What had he been wearing? Who was with him that day? Did he seem nervous? Did he look injured? These questions became the center of endless speculation. In multiple fan groups, discussions turned toward the possibility of industry coercion. Claims about forbidden relationships, financial disputes, and broken contracts floated around the internet. None were verified, but they became compelling fuel for an already unstable environment. Some analysts warned that the situation would spiral into chaos if no official communication was provided soon. They argued that rumors only thrive in silence, and the longer the silence continued, the more dangerous the speculation would become. Meanwhile, hashtags demanding justice for Yu trended repeatedly, sometimes disappearing without explanation, only to reappear stronger later. Some fans suspected censorship. Others believed it was simply the algorithm struggling to manage massive traffic. By this point, countless creators had begun posting analysis videos, each presenting a different angle. Some took a sympathetic approach toward Yu. Others dug into the alleged involvement of surrounding actors. Many simply exploited the drama for views, adding to the noise. Public sentiment shifted day by day. At first, everyone was united in grief. Then factions formed, those who believed in the mutilation rumor, those who dismissed it, those who blamed the industry, and those who targeted individuals like Song Yiren, fan Shiqi, or the manager Qiang. The uncertainty created a sense of urgency. Fans felt that if they didn't act, the truth would be buried forever. So they pushed harder, shared more, and amplified every piece of information, regardless of its source. Offline protests began forming as well. Small groups held vigils, demanding clarity and justice. Photos of candles, banners, and handwritten letters circulated widely online, drawing even more attention to the movement. Despite the intensity of public emotion, no clear answers surfaced. Every potential lead dissolved into speculation, and every rumor contradicted another. Yet the movement continued growing, driven by a combination of love for Yu and anger toward an industry that many believed treated its artists as disposable. As the petition reached beyond 680,000 signatures, legal experts began weighing in. Some argued that the pressure might force the industry to release new information. Others warned that unless evidence emerged, the movement risked collapsing under its own expectations. Still, the public's determination did not waver. They believed Yu deserved more than silence. He deserved truth, dignity, and justice, whatever that might ultimately mean. Gradually, the narrative evolved from a simple demand for answers into a broader examination of the entertainment world's dark undercurrents. Fans questioned systems, contracts, studio power, and the emotional toll placed on young stars. What began as a tragedy had grown into a cultural reckoning, challenging long-held assumptions about fame, control, and vulnerability. Even as misinformation clouded the movement, the emotional core remained intact. Millions of people mourning someone they admired, refusing to let his story fade into obscurity. Whether or not the truth would ever emerge, one thing had become undeniable: the movement surrounding Yu Menglong had grown far beyond any ordinary scandal. It had become a phenomenon driven by grief, anger, love, and desperation for answers. And so the petition continued climbing, collecting signatures, collecting voices, collecting stories, each one a promise that you would not be forgotten. Amid swirling rumors, fractured friendships, damaged reputations, and unanswered questions, the movement marched on, determined to uncover something, anything that could help make sense of the tragedy. By the time the petition reached the global spotlight, the world had already changed. Careers had shifted, narratives had transformed, and the digital landscape had become a battleground shaped by emotion and uncertainty. At its center stood one haunting, unshakable truth. A beloved star was gone, and millions refused to accept silence as the final chapter of his story.